What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for Rhea. Chantal has finally uploaded the video she projected would be up last night. Guess she couldn't get around to it. She starts, though, with a new Valentine's Day themed cameo and then a heart filled background while she narrates, saying that sitting and standing are unbearable, but she did manage to do a weigh in. Now, she goes back to 11 days ago where she was 165 kg. She talks about how many people had mentioned she was up around 13 pounds. She is now attributing this to water weight. She says she was on a bad path, she was eating in excess, she was having far too much sodium, and she believes that is what caused it because now she is claiming initially understand to be 351 pounds down from that 363. So the initial proclamation is 12-pound loss in 11 days. But then when she goes through the conversion, she actually says she's 345 pounds, which would be an 18-pound loss in 11 days. Now, she says that's the lowest she's been since she can remember. And she talks about being in constant pain. She hasn't been eating as much, but she has been bored. So she's kind of had that necessity to snack, but she has not been counting calories. She then goes on to talk about what she's been eating, and she talks a lot about the takeout that they need to get, that she's been getting chicken, salmon, salad, pistachio smoothies. She offers that these foods are purchased with healing properties in mind. Because of her sleep patterns, she does need to snack. So sometimes she is able to, other times Sala may make a mixed plate for her in the evening that is pita bread, cheese, something pickled in terms of a vegetable. And then she refers back to the live stream. Now, as I said, initially, when she did that stream, she said an hour later this vlog was going to be up. We really didn't get it till around the mid morning. And all she does is kind of reiterate the pain that she has, the use of the wheelchair, the inability to walk anything other than short distances. She kind of goes over all the main talking points of the stream, says that the wheelchair now is used to just kind of prevent her from falling over because her legs get weak. She talks about this being a slip disc. She kind of says she's stubborn and she doesn't want to be stuck in bed. So she's been kind of trying to push herself to do things, and the doctors are encouraging her simply to rest. She now says the injections are done every other day, where before she kind of left us with the impression she had only gotten two. She now says it's a pain medication and vitamins, whereas just last night she said she still wasn't sure, that there wasn't a lot of English spoken in the clinic, that Sala really couldn't discern what the doctors were writing because most doctors do have kind of a sloppy handwriting. And she cites that she doesn't have access, though, to the proper pain management she needs and simply hopes that this is going to heal in time. She then says this could, though, take months. And to that point, and I've mentioned this in prior videos, a lot of this boils down to what we had told her before. She is there as a non citizen, whether she wants to project a visa, tourist, expat, whatever the case may be. Clearly, we see Kuwait taking a stance in withholding medication for people who do not live there and therefore holding it to be used only for their citizens. And this is a great step. I mean, let's be honest. Chantal really has no purpose. She's serving there. She should not be taxing their medical system. She should not be taking prescriptions away from the people of that country. She really should have never left Canada, where she would have been in probably a position to be cared for by her home country at a rate she should have been paying into, where she would have had family there to help her, as opposed to Salah, who she claims is supportive, but also needs a surgery of his own, which, as she mentioned last night, but not today, is supposed to factor into them getting some type of housekeeper that is going to help watch over the animals, the cooking, and the chores. She then goes on and talks about her abdomen size and how sciatica is common in pregnant women. But now in the 340s, she doesn't have those same concerns. She also posts what I will offer is the most delusional image we've ever seen her post. And she says she's going to come back on cam soon, that nothing's changed. She misses filming, she misses camming up, and she expects to be out of bed and hopefully do a weigh in next week. So what to make of this. First and foremost, if she lost weight, congratulations. I think we all know that's something that her body needs, that her obviously mental, physical, emotional needs require at this point. She can sit here and project all she wants about how she feels physically, mentally, emotionally, what she's not ashamed of. But at the end of the day, you can tell by looking at her, there is a discomfort. And I believe that discomfort goes across all of those emotions, not just physical, but mental. She obviously had concerns about what people would think about her going back to Thailand. She claims, the woman that was saying she was pregnant was shaming her. But now, interestingly enough, here we are, probably, I would imagine, 7, 8 months removed from that. And she apparently, by her own admission, is dealing with medical issues that a pregnant person would deal with. And if you remember back to that conversation she had with that woman, the woman who had a child pointed at her and asked, essentially, are you pregnant? And she says, no, just food. And the woman was kind of, jovial in her response of, you have like a food baby essentially growing inside of you. And, Chantal was told the entire time as she kind of mocked her weight. I think she kind of takes her own mocking to be projected as pride. So when she couldn't get in the tuk tuk properly, when she struggled to get in the boat, when she went to the like tower and had to take the elevator up because she couldn't take the stairs, she kind of used those all as a hey, I'm proud of myself. I don't have to be restricted. This isn't bothering me the way that everyone says that it is. And yet, whether you believe the fact that she's bedbound, wheelchair bound, immobile, whatever the case, clearly right now she's to the point where she can't go on camera. And I know there's a lot of different theories of, maybe they've moved, maybe this has happened, maybe she's went here, maybe she's went there, but to the same point, Chantal also, if you recall, has never been one to shy away from showing us not only where she is, but using that as validation that she lives a life that no one else does. Even going back to Natter, remember when she would go out and she could never help herself, right? They went to the hotel, the blob and the knob scenario where she was filming the cooking. When they would go to the 1.5 star hotel, she was going to do reviews. When she went to the decent hotel so that Natter and her would be closer and possibly he would come over. I mean, how many times did she stream or show us places she was for the sake of simply showing us she was somewhere? So I don't fully buy into the mindset of, she's went back home or she's went somewhere else or they've got a new apartment, because Chantal has always kind of worked around those things in her mind and made projections that things are better or things are always better. Things have never been better. And every time she makes a change, it's not for a negative reason or it's not for a financial reason, a health reason. It's because she wanted this and this was putting them in a better situation. And I honestly believe that's where she is now. The reality will be, though, how this is going to impact her content, because quite frankly, the 2 hour Keep Me Company podcast that she has going on is not getting a lot of views. The same repetitious stories going back to high school is becoming laborious for anyone to listen to. And today's video, which was essentially 15 minutes of her talking mixed in with 3 pictures, most of which echoed back to last night, I don't know even if the purest of Chantal fans is going to want to hear that or see that. I, however, though, am going to let you see the top comments from the last video. I appreciate you watching this. And by the way, just a quick side note here before I sign off. Last month, absolute best month I've ever had on this channel. And each and every one of you, I owe a debt to for that. I appreciate you so much. Obviously, couldn't watch these videos 600, 700,000 times myself. Gonna get back to covering Jamal very soon for those that keep asking. Be back soon as I can with more content.